All right, week 14, we got the Bills versus the Rams. Before I get started, I'm trying to get more subscribers. So if you like what you listen to, please subscribe. And if you're interested, drop me a note. I pretty much respond to all of them. So look forward to hearing from you. Let's get into this. So uh, Buffalo is favored to win by 4.5 points. And I'm going to go ahead and take Buffalo on this one. So, by the way, I am a Rams fan. So if you think that I'm just biased towards Buffalo, I am not. However, when it comes to doing this, I like to just call it the way that I see it. So then, like I said, Buffalo is favored by 4.5. The simulation gives them about a 71% chance of winning, and that correlates to about a 6.2 point spread. When I come over here and look at the scores, 31 points, that's tracking pretty close to what they've been scoring, particularly in the last 6 games when we come down here. And you look at this, last 6 games, 30 to 35 points every single time. Granted, they had a little bit of a dry spell, and I would say right in through here, they seem to have found their way. And like Josh, uh, uh, he's definitely one of the best quarterbacks out there, Josh Allen. Um, and so, phenomenal quarterback, definitely the number two behind Patrick Mahomes. And the Rams, they are definitely able to uh, they're definitely able to put up some numbers, but they've been somewhat inconsistent. So, and that's sort of the reason why when you see that with the model, you see that the 24 points. Injury is going to play a big part with all of this. Definitely recommend that you check out the latest injury report. If you watched Buffalo play last night, they looked very solid. One thing I'll point out is they definitely have this solid. It looks like it's mediocre when you watch them play. They definitely have a solid offense that is balanced between the two. And we'll see that on the next slide. And then they've got really good defense against the pass. Meanwhile, when I come over here to the Rams, I'm not seeing a whole lot of excellent numbers, a lot of mediocre to bad numbers. Let's go ahead and get into the raw numbers here. So when you look at the way that they've been playing and the way that they're going to match up, Buffalo, that strong running game, they're going to have that balanced approach. Over here with the Rams, you're going to see that they're going to fall back on their star quarterback Matthew Stafford, and I don't blame them. They're definitely developing that run, that pass. They got a lot of young guys. Sometimes they're not always able to just get that together. And they're going to fall back on their quarterback. So depending on how that goes, if they're running well, if they're playing well, they should be able to have a more balanced approach. They're going to have to establish that run. They should be able. They're going to try and rush up here, but if not, then they're going to having to rely heavily on that pass, which might get yards, but doesn't necessarily get touchdowns, and it's not going to control the time of possession. So let's come over here. Uh, Interestingly, a lot of similarities that I see here between the two. The one thing I'll point out is you start seeing some of those high numbers in interceptions, and I think that's just got to do when you have a quarterback like Matthew Stafford. He's gonna try and pass the ball, and if it's a tight window, he's still gonna try and put it there. And just depending on how some of his receivers are doing, how they're able to rush, how well they can get that secondary to bite on the play action pass, the RPO types of stuff, that's gonna have a lot to do with how well they're doing. Definitely, when you come over and you look at the protection that they put up for them, it's not quite as good. That offensive line is obviously um, not the offensive line that they would hope to have, and so uh, uh, that's kind of where they're at. And then you come over here, you look at the explosive plays. Both teams, they kind of have some of those, a lot of those outliers up there. When it comes right down to it, and you look at Buffalo, they just have more consistent of those high numbers of of big plays. That makes a big difference in this game. So I really think it's going to come down to Buffalo's going to be able to control time of possession with the run, the balanced pass, balanced approach. When you've got Josh Allen, who's able to just do so much with the ball, makes it so hard on those defense. When they keep him out there, they're going to wear down, and that's going to put the Rams offense in a position where they have to pass, and they're going to get their yards. That no doubt about that. But whether or not they can convert those into uh, touchdowns, that's where they've been coming up short. So anyhow, like I said, I am a Rams fan, and this is one where I'm probably going to root for the. Uh, 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 well, if I can't root for the under. But nonetheless, that's who I think is going to win. So if you got a question, comment, let me know.